Stacia?
X-Ray Associates of New Mexico is the first in the state to offer 3D mammography technology, revolutionizing breast imaging and providing physicians unprecedented insight when screening for and diagnosing breast cancer.
And Dr. Michael Linver specializes in women's imaging and is representing X-Ray Associates of New Mexico. Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Such an important topic. Please explain to us about 3D mammography.
Well, this is a brilliant new technology that instead of producing just one picture that shows the entire breast all superimposed, allows us to strip off one layer at a time so we can look through the entire breast at 1 millimeter intervals. It's a very exciting technology.
Wow, yeah. And now who will benefit from this new technology?
Well, the main benefit will be for all women, clearly, who need mammography beginning at age 40 every year. But especially for women who have very dense breasts where the tissue is so dense that it's easy for a cancer to hide in the middle of all that dense tissue. So now we can strip it off one layer at a time until we get to where the tumor is. Imagine that the breast is an onion. And in the middle of the onion is a little tiny starfish, which is what a little breast cancer looks like, with little points coming out of it. But it's totally hidden within that. And you can peel that onion off one layer at a time until all of a sudden, voila, you see this little tiny starfish right in the middle. That's what we can do with this technology.
And you can basically get through all the layers with just one test. So you don't have to do several tests to do that, which is really nice. So can you share a little bit about the experience for us, about how it's all done?
Sure. The experience is very much like a mammogram right now, a regular 2D mammogram. But instead of just taking the one picture, the machine goes across at a very slow arc over 4 seconds and takes 15 different pictures, all very low dose, and then takes those 15 pictures and reconstructs them into about 80 1 millimeter slices, and then we can scroll through and just watch the breast go all the way through from one side to the other until we can find the cancer.
An amazing technology. Wow, this is fantastic.
It is. You know, a lot of women really avoid mammography because it can be very painful. Is there any pain associated with the 3D mammography?
The 3D mammogram is basically just like the 2D mammogram. It works the same. It takes an additional 4 seconds.
That's it.
That's it.
But you're getting a much better picture of what's happening.
We get a lot more information.
Well, and as far as the results go, how long do patients usually wait, typically?
Well, because this produces now 80 pictures in 2 different projections, that's another 160 pictures, it takes the radiologist a lot longer to read it.
I can see that,
So generally we get the results to the woman in the next 2 to 5 days.
2 to 5 days, that's not a long time.
For screening. Now, if it's done for a diagnostic reason, say the patient comes in with a lump, we actually see the patient at the time, go over everything with her before she leaves the office. If it's a screening study, we study it afterwards a little bit longer in order to make sure we find every single detail to the best of our ability.
Well, you were mentioning earlier that this is especially beneficial for those with thicker tissue. Is this something that you would recommend to everyone when they're getting their mammograms? To go ahead and do the 3D versus the 2D?
Clearly, it's going to help every woman. But for women who are at very high risk, who either have the BRCA genetic mutation, or those who have a very strong family history of breast cancer, or those with very, very dense breast tissue, they're going to benefit the most.
It's good to know. What about insurance? Is it covered?
It's such a new technology that it is generally not covered by insurance. So we have, at X-Ray Associates, we do have a modest fee, additional fee, if you want the 3D, and you have to do it at the same time. So it's a $60 fee if you want the 3D mammography in addition to the regular 2D.
Well, you know, it's like times are tough, but $60 for your health, I mean, you can't put a price on that, really.
Well, it not only cuts down on the number of, or we can find more cancers, but in addition, we have been able to cut down on the number of recalls, the number of times patients have to come back. So it works on both ends.
Oh, that
balances out.
I can see that. Now, where is it available? Where can you get this done?
We have it at our office here in Albuquerque, the Breast Imaging Center, 4630 Jefferson Lane, which is just north of, just off Jefferson, just north of Montgomery. Here in Albuquerque, it's available right now. We also have it available as of next week at X-Ray Associates of Santa Fe, off Zia Road in Santa Fe. So we'll have it at both of those
for all our viewers. And Doctor, one more thing. You know, I know you mentioned it before, and I just want to reiterate to people, it's really important once turning 40 that you do this every year, correct?
Absolutely. There's no question the data from around the world shows that we've been able to cut the death rate by as much as 50% if if women come in at the age of 40 every year.
Okay.
I know there's some debate about that, but there's no question here in the United States we've gotten the death rate down. 20% of all the cancers we find in our practice are in women under the age of 50. It's extremely important they come in every year beginning at 40.
Early detection, so important. And if you have a genetic, if it's something that's in your genes and you know that a lot of people in your family, would you recommend doing that before 40?
It depends.
Okay.
Absolutely, they should see their doctor. They can go to what's called a high-risk clinic to be evaluated to see if they would benefit by getting screened earlier than 40. There are other tests available like MRI for those women also, besides just mammography.
Really important. Great information. Thank you for sharing this amazing new technology with our viewers. I know so many people out there are going to appreciate that.
Well, we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
I think that women will really benefit tremendously. It's going to make my job a lot easier to save more lives. And
saving lives, isn't that nothing?
Yeah.
That is what it's all about. Dr. Linver, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. And the biggest backyard barbecue in the state is this weekend. After the break,